The Boise, Idaho, man photographed hanging from the wall of the U.S. Capitol on January 6 was released from custody on Wednesday. Josiah Colt is charged in federal court with knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. He is one of at least 5 pro-Trump rioters charged with federal crimes who have already been allowed to go home pending trial. Dozens of people who were at or around the violent siege of the Capitol building last week have been charged, some of them also indicted, with crimes in D.C. or federal courts, and that list is growing by the hour. The Department of Justice said Tuesday that it had already opened 70 criminal cases, but not all of their court documents have been released yet. Among the 26 federal defendants identified by the Department of Justice on Wednesday afternoon, a handful have already been released on pretrial conditions. Judge Robert Bush ordered that Colt be released from custody on a long list of conditions, including that he stay away from the state and federal Capitol buildings, abstain from drinking alcohol, and actively seek work. A pro-Trump rioter carries the lectern of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi through the Rotunda of the Capitol. McNamee, Getty ImagesAdam Johnson, the Florida man captured in a Getty photo carrying House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern, was also released after his initial appearance in court. He is charged with 1 count of knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority, a count of theft of government property, and a count of violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. Johnson's conditions of release include surrendering his passport and firearms, consenting to drug screenings, and wearing a tracking device. Joshua Pruitt was initially arrested on a curfew violation and later charged with knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority. He was released from custody after his first federal court hearing. Even those who have been charged with violent crimes are starting to be allowed to go home to their families. Jefferson Leffingwell, of Seattle, Washington, was among the few people who were arrested while still inside the Capitol last week. Capitol Police Officer Daniel Amendola wrote in an affidavit that he and other officers were attempting to form a barrier to prevent the mob from further entering the Capitol when Leffingwell pushed by him and then punched him repeatedly with a closed fist in his helmet and chest. A grand jury has since indicted Leffingwell on charges that include assaulting a federal officer, entering or remaining in a restricted building and disorderly conduct, violent entry into the Capitol building, and being involved in violence in a Capitol building. Leffingwell, who served in the Washington National Guard, was released from custody on Tuesday.